The Black Cat. Tomorrow I die, tomorrow I die, and today I want to tell the world what happened and thus fair path. Free my soul from the horrible weight which lies upon it. But listen, listen, and you shall hear how I have been destroyed. When I was a child, I had a natural goodness of soul, which led me to love animals, all kinds of animals, but especially those animals we call pets, animals which have learned to live with men and share their home with them. There is something in the love of these animals which speaks directly to the heart of the man who has learned from experience how uncertain and changeable is the love of other men. I was quite young when I married. You will understand the joy I felt to find that my wife shared with me my love for animals. Quickly, she got for us several pets of the most likely kind. Kin. We have bears, some goldfish, and fin goat, and a cat. The cat was a beautiful animal of the unusually large size and entirely black. I named the cat Pluto, and it was the pet I liked best. I alone fed it, and it followed me around the house. It was even with difficulty that I stopped it from following me through the street. Our friendship lasted in this manner for several years, during which, however, my own character became greatly changed. I began to drink too much wine and other strong drinks, and days passed. I became less loving in my manner. I became quick to hunger. I forgot how to smile and laugh. Wife, yes, and my pets too, Alice pet the cat, were made to feel the change in my character. One night I came home quite late from the inn, where I now spend more and more time drinking. Walking with uncertain step, I made my way with effort into the house. As I entered, I saw that Pluto, the cat, was trying to stay out of my way to avoid me. This action by an animal which I had thought still loved me, made my hungry beyond reason. My soul seemed to fly from my body. I took a small knife out my skirt and opening it. Still I took the poor animal by the neck, and with one quick movement I cut out one of its fur-filled eyes. Slowly the cat got well. The hole where its eye had been was not a pretty thing a look at. It is true, but the cat no longer appeared to suffer any pain. As my big expect, however, it ran from me in the fear whenever I came near. Why should it not run? Yet I yet this did to fail to anger me. I felt growing inside myself in new feeling. Who has not 100 times found himself doing drums, doing some evil thing for on other reason than because he knows he shall not hurt no we human at hard time for it, ever driven in some unknown why to break the law just because we understand it to be the law. One day, in cold blood, tied a strong rope around the cat's neck and talking it down in the cellar under the house. I hung it from one of the wood, being above my head. I hung it there until it was dead. I hung it there with my eyes. I hung it because I need it had loved me, because I felt it had given me no reason to hurry, because I knew that my doing so was a wrong so great, as so decidedly, that it would place my soul forever outside the reach of the love of good. That same night, as I lay sleeping, I heard through my open window the cries of our neighbors. I jumped from my bed and I found that the entire house was filled with fire. It was only with great difficulty that my wife and escaped, and when we are out of the house, all we could do was stand and watch it burn to the ground. It thought of the cat as I watched it burn, the cat whose dead body and had left hanging in the cellar. It seemed almost that the cat had in some mysterious way caused the house to burn so that it could me pay for my evil act, so that it could tax revenge. Months went by and could not drive the thought of cat out of my mind. How night I sat in the inn, drinking as usual. In the corner I saw a dark object that I had not seen before. I went over to see what it could be. It was a cat almost exactly like Pluto. I touched it with my hand and petted it, passing my hand softly along its back. That the cat rose and pushed its back against my hand. Suddenly, I realized that I wanted the cat. I offered to buy it from the innkeeper, but I claimed he had never seen the animal before. As I left the inn, it followed me and allowed it to do so. It soon became a pet of both my wife and myself. The morning after, he brought it home. However, he discovered that this cat, like Pluto, had only one eye. How was it possible that I had not noticed this the night before? This fact only made my wife love the cat more, but I, myself, found a feeling of dislike growing in me. My growing dislike of the animal only seemed to increase its love for me. It followed me everywhere, always. When I sat, it lay down under my chair. When I stood, I got between my feet and nearly made my fall. Wherever I went, it was always there. At night, I dreamed of it and began of hit the cat. One day, my wife called me from the cellar of the whole building where we were now forced to live. As I went down the stairs, the cat following me as always, ran under my feet and nearly threw me down. In sudden anger, it took a knife and struck wildly at the cat. Quickly, my wife put out her hand and stopped my heart. This only increased my anger, and without thinking, I turned and put the knife, pointing into her hair. She fell to the floor and died without a sound. I spent a few moments looking for the cat, but it was gone, and I had other things to do, for I knew I must do something with the body, and quickly. Suddenly, I noted a place in the wall of the cellar where stone had been added to the wall to cover an old fireplace which one no longer wanted. The walls were very strongly built, and I found I could easily take down to stone. Behind them there was, or I knew there must be, a hole just big enough to hold the body. With much effort, I put the body in a careful, put the stone block in the their place. I was pleased to see that it was quite impossible for anyone to know that the single stone had been moved. Days passed, still there was no cat. A few people come I asked about my wife, but I answered them easily. The one day several officers, the police came, certain that they could find nothing. I asked them if I went with them as they searched. Finally, they searched the cellar from on the hand to hand. I watched them quickly, and I expect they noticed nothing. But how they started up the stairs again. I felt my face driven by someone I now inner force to let them know. To meet them now, and I have won the battle. For one short moment, the officers stood looking to each other. Then quickly they began to pick and the stone, and I short time the south before then the body of my wife, black the dry blood and smelling of decay. On the body head, its one eye filled with fire, its with open move the color of blue, said the cat, crying its revenge. Reading is a great way to expand vocabulary, as well as development the lexicon of the person, thus opening up to learning multiple languages. One of the great challenges of people who read living in other places with different languages is that it is not even so much the languages of you do not really understand their attitudes of the words.